Hi, my name is Graciela.
Namir.
Joseph.
Tosia Kissy.
Tania Donato.
Anna Quinlan.
Amar Patel.
Winston.
Streeter.
Jason.
Gabby Crooks. Zafnan.
Jillian.
Zelisa Savas.
Carolina.
Aline Perez.
Deva Lyle.
Greer Harris.
Emily.
And I'm
I'm
a Stanford Admit.
Okay, so the kind of student that should apply to Stanford is someone who is interested and passionate about one thing or many things or anything literally and goes above and beyond. So instead of just like loving to like play cello or something like that and doing what everybody else would do, which is probably just like join your school like orchestra, like just going above and beyond and like going to states or going to nationals or something like that. Maybe it's not something as like drastic as that, but definitely someone who can take the initiative to go on and do more than what's required. Someone who like takes the less beaten path, I guess.
I can't say that there's a Stanford student. The only thing I can say is like you have to have like a personality. You can't just be focused on academics and that's going to get you in, because like nowadays like everyone has a 1590, 1600 or a 36 and a perfect like GPA or whatever. It's like because people are like working for that. It's the things that help you stand out, and for me I can say it was definitely my essays. And the thing is like I can't say I have like the most interesting personality, but I feel like accentuating your personality, bringing out those true qualities that you do have is super important.
I think the kind of person who should apply to Stanford is somebody who just like likes learning. Like obviously, right, if you're going to college you better want to learn stuff, but you don't have to be someone who knows what you want to do, because Stanford lets you experiment a little bit. You don't have to lock in your major until pretty late.
Like, let's say you visit, and whenever you love the campus, you really feel that you can, like, be the best version of yourself on that campus, and you really feel that, like, that campus can do a lot for you. I definitely think you should apply, and I definitely think that you, like, shouldn't let your, maybe, like, grades or anything like that hinder you from applying. If you think you have what it takes to, like, handle the rigor and all that stuff, handle being away from home, different things like that, I definitely think you should give it a shot. I don't think there's like one type of person that should apply to Stanford. I think the reason Stanford like has a great history behind it is because it has a diversity of people and a diversity of types of people that have been on campus and have done so much for the campus that like those different interests and those different backgrounds have been able to sort of uproot it and like give it the name that it has.
I think there's honestly not really one type of student, at least from like the people I've talked with who have been admitted early into the class. They all are like super different in great ways. Like they really want diversity in every way, shape, and form. Don't like get off put. I think all of us are good students, but other than that, we're all really different, and that's what they're kind of looking for. They're trying to quote unquote build a class.
Now, this is a bit of an oxymoron, but you should apply to Stanford if you want an enjoyable challenge. If you like to take chances and explore opportunity, and you want to experience both personal growth and intellectual growth, already adding to your intellectual vitality. And while doing that all, you just want to have fun.
So regarding the type of applicant that Stanford is looking for, I don't think that they're looking for one type of student, but rather looking for a trend that's present, because they're trying to make a class, not a group of all the same people. So obviously they're not looking for one type, but I think that's something that really shines through in people who have been accepted and even people who don't get in, is to have an entrepreneurial spirit, and that does not necessarily need to manifest itself in the form of starting a business or a nonprofit, but rather you can start your own clubs in your school or spearhead research in areas that may not necessarily be specific to high school students. And just taking the initiative and doing what you love and what you're passionate about, I think is what really stands out to Stanford. And as long as you convey that in your application, I think you have a really good shot of getting accepted.
Stanford just wants applicants to be themselves, and they're just looking for someone who has a unique perspective on life and someone who knows who they are. And so if you have a story to tell and you meet the testing score requirements definitely apply.
I think everyone can apply to Stanford. I don't really think there's a particular kind of student that belongs to Stanford. If you think that Stanford is right for you, then you're probably right.
A student who is like academically motivated but also is just interested in something. Like, I think Stanford's a place for passionate people, not just people who are like, okay, I'm really good at school, I can get really good grades. Like, I think Stanford wants a community of students who are passionate about something and want to actually make an impact, whether that is in any, like, I don't know, like any fields, like medical field, become a lawyer, do some public service, like whatever. But I think Stanford is looking for a student that has a passion for something, and they demonstrate that and can apply that to the future.
I think that everyone should apply to Stanford, but only if you really think you'd fit in there and if you're doing it for the right reasons. So if you think you would go there even if it didn't have the name brand recognition, then that's awesome. You should definitely apply. And if you're just applying there for the name and you're not even really sure if it's a place for you, then I say don't do that, because there's probably a school that's better for you, and you don't want to waste your time at college not enjoying it.
Who do you think should apply to Stanford? Anyone who genuinely loves to learn. It's really as simple as that.
I honestly don't think that there's a standard like Stanford student. I think that if you think you're academically capable, you should apply, because it's such a great school, and why would you want to miss out on having such an amazing opportunity because of like the fear of not fitting in, when in reality no one really fits in because we're all different.
I think overall students who aren't necessarily motivated by extrinsic reward should go and apply to Stanford, because from the people I've talked to in the group chats that I'm in, like, I can definitely see like these people are just intelligent human beings and actually want to impact the world, and they don't want to go to Stanford solely because of the prestige. They want to go to Stanford to actually do something, and they want to do something, and they don't want to just make money. No, they want to have a lasting impact on the world.
Okay, so I would say from like what I've noticed, there's definitely a type, like definite type. I actually just went to an admin event in LA, and Richard Shaw, for those of you who don't know, he's the dean of admissions at Stanford. He was there, and he gave like this whole speech about what like they saw in us as a class, and basically what they said is like we have like so many different backgrounds and so many different interests, but like when it comes down to it, like we all kind of like want the same things. We want to use our talents to help other people, and that's come across in like so many different ways. And he was like listing all the crazy things that like new admits had done to like use their talents to help other people. So like just being smart like wasn't enough. Like that was one of the things that they looked for, but then like being empathetic and caring about the world and like fighting for people like minorities, and like I don't know, it seemed like just people who were like genuinely interested in using their talents for far more than their own personal gain.
I don't think that there's one type of student that does make up the Stanford student body. I think they're just looking for the kooky, the crazy, the interesting, the types of students that they've probably never even seen before. So I think that if you're cool, if you're interesting, if you have something new, or if you have something old, I think you should just apply.
If you want to go to one of the best schools in the country, Stanford's the place for you. Don't let anything hold you back on that. There's no specific student that Stanford's looking for. They're looking for a diversity of students, and you never know, you could be the one.